Hey everyone, welcome back to Ottoex. This is a channel where we feature some rare, unique, and special vehicles. We bring these in from around the world. We present them to you. We sell them. We refresh them when needed. In front of us today, we have a 1998 Toyota Lucida. The Lucida essentially is a Toyota Previa in a slightly narrower body. Now the Previa run ended in '97 in North America. They continued making these up to about '99 in Japan, this first gen Previa body. So this is an Lucida trim, which is the more plush high-end trim that was offered in these Lucidas. It's finished in a really nice pearl white. The lower moldings are finished in a silver. Normally those moldings were just a plastic color in the North American spec ones. However, this is actually a two-tone van, so pearl silver. The front grille is different. You see it sports separated rounded headlights rather than the one-piece units. It has integrated fog lights into that front bumper. This van has some really nice alloy wheels. It has dual sunroofs, and it is a four-wheel drive van. Let's take a look inside the driver's side. So we've got a really clean door card. Down here you'll see there is a power mirror control with a retract button, power retracting mirrors, power locks, power windows with a one-touch auto driver's side. Really cool two-tone fabric seats with this blue late 90s patterned center cloth fabric and what feels more like a velour on the outside, a gray. This van is a four-wheel drive spec. It's powered by the 2TZ engine. That would be the 2.4 liter non-supercharged, so the slightly more reliable, in fact, the most reliable engine that was put in a Previa as far as we have seen. So badging on the rear, Estima, Lucida, the Lucio. So it's got four-wheel drive, full-time, ABS. The four-wheel drive systems in these vans were really robust. It's a full-time system, 50-50. It's a viscous coupler system, so basically mechanically driven, power to both axles, which means it's great in the snow. It's great in low traction conditions. It doesn't have any electric nannies or motors or separate things that kind of kick on and off when you need it. It's just kind of always there, and as such, it's super robust. This has some really nice factory chrome trimmed mirrors. The car only has 13,000 miles, guys. So it's essentially like new. Somehow this escaped the ever-ticking hand of time. It must have lived in a garage. We got this from one owner outside of Tokyo, and it's really never seen the light of day, or hasn't seen it a lot. Just all the areas that you would expect to see wear, these rubber belt moldings, everything, even up top. You've got factory rails where you can mount a roof rack in. There really is no body damage or any kind of signs of wear on this vehicle. I'll be honest with you, it smells new inside. It's not often that we find these quite like this. There's no rust, there's nothing funny going on with this van. It presents, honestly, it presents like a new vehicle. And I know I say that about a lot of our stuff, but Again, we're really picky with what we bring in, and our standards are very high for just overall vehicle quality and originality. We like to see stuff that's as close to showroom condition as possible. I'm just gonna step in here. Still has the original plastic wrapping on this driver's side sun visor. If you look down here, it still has the plastic cover on this steering wheel tilt lever. It's got a really nice Toyota DSP factory kind of OEM plus system with a tape deck here behind. It's got basically a no smoker delete OEM plus part that was added here. The original ashtray is in the glove box. 2 cup holders. The dash and everything is finished with this piano black trim, which is super nice. The North American spec Previa never had that sort of stuff. And it's also got an auto AC system, so you set your temperature in Celsius, hit auto, and it'll maintain that. It has rear heat, it has rear AC. On the cluster, it's digital display odometer. It reads about 21,000 kilometers original, so that's about 13,000 miles. We've got the original floor mats all around. I mean, the thing's like new. Down below, there is an extensive storage cubby, which reaches all the way back, as well as a hidden compartment underneath. That's pretty cool. Over here, glove box. This is the original ashtray. It was replaced with the OEM Smoker's Delete tray here. Nice big leather wrapped steering wheel, factory. It's in like new condition. So let's take a look around the rear. So inside the passenger front, super tidy door card, like new. Passenger seat, again, like new. There's little factory floor mats, carpet underneath, like new. Side access to that front storage cubby, which is cool. Up above there is a manual sunroof, so just undo the latch and it pops right up like that. Let's take a look in the rear. We've got a 3-seater here and 3-seaters in the rear, third row, 2-bench jump seat. Pull this and it slides forward so you can access the rear. Point out this has a really nice fold down armrest cup holder for the middle row. Again, this material, this fabric is in really good shape. It's comfortable, appears to be very durable as well. Let's give you a good look here. And up top, controls for rear AC and your moonroof, which is electric and quite large. That opens all the way. I want to point out with a third row, these seats can fold flat and then up against this side and up against that side, so you have full cargo access should you choose. If you don't need to seat 8 people in here, 7 or 8 people, you have that option, which is nice. There's a real big light here. And some rear speakers back here, right and left, and cup holders across. Why don't we go take a look in the trunk? This door also has a soft close. You can hear that, pull it in. Which is a nice feature. Don't always have to slam it shut. Here's your rear trunk space with a third row up. Again, these fold up and out of the way if you'd like. This is the rear wiper arm, which was deleted by the original owner, I guess for aesthetic reasons. And you can reinstall it if you want, because it's still there. Shoulder belts all around. Can really haul the whole family. Here's a cargo lamp. Here's that delete plate for the rear wiper arm. Why don't we go take this thing for a spin, see how it drives. Power delivery out of this 2.4 liter 2TZ engine is very smooth. It is the non-supercharged variant, so that makes it a little bit more reliable, as well as parts being super available, because this is the same engine that was put in the US market Previas from 1991 to 1997. So it won't scare your mechanic away when you bring it there and ask him to fix it. You won't be dealing with some longer wait times that sometimes we see ordering parts out of Japan. Steering, braking, engine power delivery, transmission, everything feels like new on this van. It is a 13,000 mile van, and no, it was not left in a field for the last 25 years. This was well taken care of, actively registered, and used in Japan, most likely just as a Sunday driver. Not to mention that it was most likely garage kept for the entirety of its life. It doesn't really show any signs of significant wear from the sun and the elements. So if you're looking for somewhat of a time capsule, this would be the one. We've had a few of these Previas in over the years, and I would go as far as to say that this is probably the cleanest one. And I know I say that about every one, but the next one always just happens to be even cleaner. heating, the air conditioning, everything works phenomenally in this van. Blows really cold, almost too cold. These two TZ engines are timing chain driven, so you don't have to worry about replacing a timing belt every 100,000 miles. And they're actually known to be quite reliable. The supercharged variants do have more of a tendency to overheat and cause issues in that regard. But comparatively speaking to other makes and models, these vans are extremely reliable, with examples going as many as 400, 500, 600,000 miles on the original engine and transmission, which is really an engineering masterpiece, because you don't really see that out of gasoline engines these days. The cars we import at Ottoex are measuring up to a very high standard. We're extremely particular with the vehicles that we acquire and offer for sale, and this one is no exception. It's a standout example, tastefully optioned from the factory and ready for a new home. I have no doubts that the next owner will really enjoy this van and be just super psyched to have it and drive it every day. You could use it for anything: surfing, camping, throw your 5 to 8 person family into it, all around, daily drive it, commute in it. The narrow body makes it a little bit more nimble and agile in terms of urban and city driving, and a little bit lighter weight, so you'll see slightly better fuel economy on this variety versus the standard Estima or Previa, just because there's less wind resistance and less weight to haul down the road. I would estimate somewhere in the low 20s for fuel economy on this van. Really depends on your driving habits, but that's kind of what we've seen. Everything on the van appears to work as it should. The sound system sounds great. All the controls feel nice and new and tight. No strange sounds. No mysterious body damage or rust or anything like that. We just don't really tend to deal with vehicles that fall into that category. We like stuff that presents as new, as Toyota would be selling it out of its showroom 25 years ago. And this van definitely checks all those boxes. Driving experience, seating position is very comfortable. The seats are plush and fresh. Visibility is great out of this huge, almost greenhouse-like front window. And it's relatively quiet in here too. No strange rattles, creaks, or noises of any sort. Of course, no smells or tears or rips or stains on the interior or anything significant of that regard. The van really is like a new van. And, it's easy to say that, but I urge or implore some of you guys to come check this out in person. It's definitely a standout vehicle. We normally put out really clean vehicles. I would say this one is even above and beyond what we normally present, just because of its exceptional condition. Really don't find too many like this with this many miles. You're normally seeing 13,000 mile vehicles or ex-firehouse vehicles. This one somehow was not government owned, but still maintained low mileage and regular usage, as well as being stored properly and maintained throughout all those years. So just a great van to pick up because you're essentially getting a like new 90s Toyota in 2023. The brakes are tight and firm. They don't pulsate or vibrate, pull to any particular side. Same goes for the steering. I can't really pick out too many flaws on this van. In fact, I don't really know if there is a flaw. I have to think about that. Yeah, it's tough to point out a flaw on this vehicle. Normally, some vehicles have some rock chips or scratches or wear and tear due to age, which we gladly point out, but this one doesn't even really have any rock chips. All right, that concludes our drive tour and walkthrough on this 98 Estima or Previa Lucida Lucio trim. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and checking out this vehicle as much as I enjoyed making it. It is for sale now in Portland, Oregon. You can check it out on our site, Ottoex.com. Any questions, curiosities, an itch we can perhaps scratch for you in regards to these strange and unique vehicles, do not hesitate to reach out, give us a call, or just say hi. Let us know what you think in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.